Hello, good morning to this new episode of the Retail Talks for the Skills4Retail project. We are here today with Vincent Panneels, the retail Belgian influencer. He is also the founder of 20 Cent Retail, and he will talk to us today about the retail sector. Vincent, can you tell us a little bit about you?
Sure. I actually have a career which is spanning over 2 decades already. The thing is that I had the chance to hold and to be in different positions in the past. So in the media, in field marketing. I also was an agent in introducing brands on the retail sector or on the retail shelves. So most importantly in the entire career, what I had is that I've been on the field and I still am today on the field. So I've seen the backstage of different retailers, the shop floor as well. I've seen the backstage and I still see it today. And then a couple of years ago, I created this platform, 20 Cent Retail, where I share basically knowledge via podcasts and articles about the retail sector and what I see and what is moving actually on this sector. And apparently, I do have quite a knack of creating some good content, which is appreciated. So that is quite fun to do. And yeah, this is what I'm doing today, sharing the knowledge that I know and that I see moving positively in the retail sector.
Okay, that's great. So maybe I can move to another question, which will be more the challenges. As you said, you have been seeing and discussing quite a lot with people from Belgium, but also from across Europe. So what are the challenges in the retail sector that you have, let's say, faced during your discussions?
I would say that I see many different challenges today, which are basically the trends that everybody talks about. Of course, there's digitalization. Everybody needs to learn how to use the new tools and how to use them properly and just see them as tools that are actually helping the customer and the customer experience or the efficiency of retail, but not just using tools for using tools. There's of course sustainability, which is a huge issue that everybody wants right now, because you're not going to consume like this forever if you continue to consume the way we consume today. Thirdly, let's not forget about speed, because speed is definitely something that is increasing every day, so people need to react more quickly to satisfy the customers who have also always increasing or faster needs that they expect. They see something today on TikTok, they want it tomorrow on the shelves. So that actually drives a lot of pressure on retailers today who need to react even faster than they do. And then I will not forget also to mention the fact that we are living in sophisticated times. I don't want to say difficult times. I prefer to use the word sophisticated times because we are all currently aware of the geopolitical situations. But yeah, it does create challenges, but let's hope also that it will create opportunities in the mid or longer term.
Okay, absolutely. And you mentioned a good word, which is trends, right? So through the conversation you had for the podcast or with the retailers, let's say stakeholders, right? When you look at trends or concerns, what do you hear most from the people working in the sector?
I would say that what I hear the most is that they work on the 4 above mentioned trends that I just said, so speed, the geopolitical concerns, digitalization and sustainability. But I would add one more that always comes in, is the fact that uncertainty actually became a norm. Mm-hmm. So you can no longer expect that the work that you're doing today is going to be the same work that you do tomorrow. You have to be more agile in a way, even though it's a word that everybody throws left and right. Agility really becomes a norm because you have to be flexible. You have to be aware that the speed is there, and the fact that the reality of tomorrow is definitely not the reality of today, and definitely not the reality of in 3 days. So, except aliens, we have not been. We are not prepared for everything yet, and this is something that is completely a new norm for everybody. Is this uncertainty that they have to deal with every day?
Okay, and how do you think that the sector, or you in your position as the Belgian retail influencer, could you help those retailers, let's say, to overcome those challenges, overcome those concerns, achieve those trends that, of course, as you said, speed it's one of the key words, especially in retail. And challenges are very well related to the speed. So how can we support those retailers to overcome this?
I believe there's one thing that the retailers need to work on today, and that is the image of the sector. One of the things is that all retailers that I meet, all service providers that I meet, even brands that I meet, yes, of course, there's the bottom line and they need to make a profit at the end of the day, otherwise they will not be sustainable and they will not live tomorrow or the next day if they only lose money. But obviously there is a certain genuine intention to improve yourself and to improve the impact that you have on society and things, even though that is not what is represented in the media. And that is what probably the retailers need to work on today, and also brands, is the fact that the image of the sector is still being depicted as the retail sometimes of the 50s or the 60s, where it's just about consumerism. And it's not the case today. I do see retailers who are saying, you know what, yes, we do have a lot of plastic for this kind of fruits and vegetable sections, for example, but they are there for a reason, is because otherwise we have a lot of food waste. So every decision that we take is actually well thought of, and we are working on decreasing certain aspects and improving other aspects. And the fact that the retailers work with a positive mindset and that every step in the right direction is at least a step in the right direction, even though it's not perfect yet, it will help retailers and brands to actually attract a more positive attention to the sector, but also attract newer profiles and youngsters who actually would say, oh, you know what, I can get to work in a place where there is a career that actually is positive for society.
I like that you mentioned the word step, because I think that today what we have to define maybe a little bit is the steps so to achieve and overcome those challenges. Do you think that there are clear steps, like maybe in the past maybe it was easier, you know, because there were some steps in the sector that you had to go through to become the best in the sector, or even to achieve your own personal goals or for your industry or for your business. Well, today, as there is quite a lot of speed in the market, there are too many trends coming up, do we have defined steps for the retailers, do you think?
Again, I believe that with this image that they can work on, one of the concrete step that they should show is that you have a career path. All the CEOs that I meet today within retail, all the top positions, guys who are in the 50s or 60s, even the guys in their 40s, so young guys like me, they are actually mentioning the fact that, you know what, I started my career on the field. I started my career on the shop floor. I helped customers. I helped restacking the shelves. I managed this thing. I managed that department. So all the ones that I see today, they actually did the job. And this is what I mentioned in the beginning of this conversation, is that being on the field is actually where you learn the most. And as a concrete step is that I would engage anyone to actually show the fact that when you are on the field, you take as much learning as you can, because this will help you to move to the next step. And that's the first step that you need to do. Be on the field to understand what's going on, and then only you will be able to say, oh, maybe this will be a position that you can do, or some action that you can do to improve that next step. And then you can move to the next step and always move to the next step. And that's where actually you can see that retailers and brands today can actually take those steps by putting that more into the spotlight, actually.
Okay, so when we look at how to support those retailers, then maybe it's to provide them with more, let's say, on-hands work where they can grow. Could we define this a way as an improvement in the sector?
It would be meant like that, I would say. You provide them with better career path, better projections on what are the skills needed, what are the skills currently being used, and what are the next skills that will be, so define also what are the next skills which are going to be necessary. Like, for example, in the digital world, you will need new skills to actually use the digital tools that we are using or introducing today, and understand the fact that actually those new tools will be, for example, not to replace human, but actually to enhance the human in retail.
And again, you mentioned a great word, which is skills. In Skills for Retail, but as well in many other European projects, but in general, in the European sphere, in the retail sector sphere, we see the word retail nowadays coming up in the conversation, because there is a quite of a lack of skills, whether it's digital, whether it's related to the retail sector, so manufacturer skills, whether it's soft skills. We see that there is a lack in this, let's say, new generation. There is a gap that we want to overcome. What do you think, in the conversation you had with people in the retail sector through also your podcasts, right? What do you see are the most lacking skills, aside of digital, I would say?
Aside of digital, what I see, one of the skills that they should have is curiosity. That's one of the first skills that you would need to have, and I see some who have it. Now the question is about giving them the opportunity to actually practice that curiosity, and that's where. That's what I try to do with the different podcasts and content that I create. But that's what also I believe that some programs in Europe could actually work on, is the fact that you, by bringing people together, which are not necessarily in the same segment or in the same sector. Just to give you an example, people in the food sector always love to look what's happening in the food sector, but they don't necessarily go and look in the fashion industry. The fashion industry doesn't necessarily go look in the food sector or in the DIY industry. So just bringing those people together, give them the opportunity to exchange different best case practices. Just also showing those best case practices left and right. That would actually improve, or already at least inspire some people in the different sectors that, maybe those ideas will not be a copy-paste idea in my own segment, but it could be done. So first of all, as I mentioned, curiosity, but then curiosity needs to be nurtured and actually given the opportunity to be exploited in one hand.
So basically also collaboration.
Basically also collaboration, because when you see some of the best practices that I know are actually often not just one company or one chain deciding on having one program, but actually involving all the stakeholders on that value chain to actually help that program, but then also make sure that it's not just one imposing its will on the others, because often in retail what you think of, it's just a negotiation between brands and retailers and who wins the best at the negotiation. But sometimes the negotiation, it has its pain and its gains and its fun and its joy and its cries, but then it does have also the capability to actually, if you both understand each other's reality, you know each other's reality better, obviously, but also you can be helpful more to the other one and then getting better results at the end of the day.
So maybe one question more related to Skills for Retail, but also to this element of collaboration. In Skills for Retail, we have something called Pledge, an alliance, right? And you, thankfully, are part of our alliance. So first of all, let me thank you once again for being part of it. But as you were saying, collaboration means also putting people from different sectors, cross-cutting energies, and combination and curiosity and opportunity of collaboration, of course. So when we look at, for example, Skills for Retail Alliance, do you think there is an element that is particularly interesting as part of the members, or an element that would invite more retailers to the sector from your perspective?
I believe the program is very interesting because it does offer, first of all, someone who goes into action. And so already having someone saying, I want to do a positive change and bring this entire retail machine into action for a positive aspect, yeah, that's already a step in the right direction. Now, secondly, I like the practicality of it, because you do have some programs which are very hands-on practical in there, and helping different retailers to get new profiles who has the opportunity to then learn those new skills or skills which are lacking in the sector. So for that, I do believe that it's an important program, because first, it's a step in the right direction, and two, it's quite practical in that sense. And thirdly, let's not forget to mention that it does bring different pledges, as you mentioned, so people with different profiles to actually network via the different ways of the program, and get together. And again, I'm coming back to my point of getting people from different backgrounds and different segments of retail together, so that they can really see what's the reality over the fence, and maybe some ideas that I can exchange from there and use for my day-to-day work.
Okay, then maybe one last question, because I think I kept you quite enough already.
Don't worry.
As you said, Skills4Retail is doing courses to upskill and reskill the people in the retail sector, focusing on the green skills, on the digital skills, and the soft skills, of course. What would be your suggestion for improve the project in the future? What do you think we should tackle more?
It's an excellent question, because that's the retail mindset, always thinking what can we do to improve better and getting more efficient. So one of the things that I would say is that because currently the program is concentrated in a certain set of countries, which is actually the right way of working. But now what the program could do is actually show the best case practices. These are the results that we've actually gotten from doing and implementing those ideas in one country, and why or how could we implement them somewhere else in another country. So first of all, build on the little successes that you already had, and you had some of you, but then go in different countries and see how you can implement them in a way, obviously, which is not going to be a copy-paste, because the reality of retail in Norway is not the same as in Portugal, as in Romania. So you would have to really see what you can do copy-paste, but also what you can do as more adapting for each country there, and then really grow that thing, and obviously communicate on the good results, because everything is a question of image as well in this sector, and improving the sector's image, and the showing of the results which are actually really existing. That would be a positive impact for the program.
Thank you so much, Vincent, for all your insights and all your suggestions. We'll definitely try to apply those to the project itself. It was a lovely conversation. Is there anything else you would like to add?
Just the fact that this program has caught my eye immediately, because of that positive impact that it can have on the retail, and the positive impact that it can have also on the younger generation that the retail definitely needs today to attract more, because I see in many different sectors that people are saying, oh, the war on talent is one of the main concerns that we have, is not to just attract new people, but also to retain them. And this is actually one of the programs that is really tackling that essential pillar of retail, which is the talent, and so the people and the human acting behind retail.
I couldn't agree more, and I couldn't say it better. Thank you again, Vincent, and thank you everybody for watching these Retail Talks.